The great aim of education is not knowledge, but action. Herbert Spencer. My friends, Mr. Spencer makes a great point. We want to learn by doing so that we can act, not just have the knowledge. Knowledge not used is worthless many times, most of the time. So we need to use it. How do you develop it? By action. That is studying, practice trading, fractional shares, whatever it takes for you to do it each and every day. And this is loads of fun. I love this. I love challenging the market and the other investors and traders, the big houses, the big banks, everybody who's out there against you. I like following trends and seeing these trades work. I urge you to practice trade as often as you can. We're not a stock calling service. We're an education firm. I want you to practice trade with us. Learn how to do this because you can. It just takes time. How do you get to Carnegie Hall? Practice. Same here. How do you get good at trading? You practice. So let's jump into these charts. We see everything up for the day. We look at the S&P 500, not up a lot. And again, we still see this kind of topping here. We look at where the candles are moving. We look at the volume as it has decreased since we hit the most recent or close to the most recent high. We look at the high there. It was 443.90. Next week, not there. 444.30. Last week, 444.08. So again, we were close to that, but we had this super high volume here. Decent volume week before last, almost average, but again, this may be the point where things just slide along and perhaps go back down. It's the highest volume we've seen in a while. We're going back to the week of the 12th of June. We pay attention to volume. Had a decent sized candle. Volume means a whole lot more to us when we have a tiny candle and lots of volume. It tells us more. And we've got a great training on volume. In fact, I'm going to share that training today in the show notes. If you're not a subscriber, go to chartingwealth.com, sign up for free. We don't spam or sell that list, and you will get our emails each and every day, plus the special trainings that we put out for you in those emails every day. And you'll get this daily review, plus the weekly review and forecast at the end of every week. So it doesn't cost you a thing. Why not sign up? Now, I'm going to include that about volume so you understand more about it, put it together. Extremely important. Jesse Livermore was probably one of the first real experts in that, a great stock trader from the past. Read about him. Fabulous, fascinating biography. Now, what do we see happening with the movement this week? Well, we can blow this up and look at it a little more. You can see that we have a very small green. Now, this is just one day. We do see that we have negative volume here. The reason it's red is because opening price was lower than the past closing price. And of course, we've got just a little bitty candle. I'm moving these dashed lines away because they can confuse. If you look at it, it looks like there's a wick on the bottom. That's not true. So as we look at this latest candle to the right of the one with the dashes, both vertically and horizontal, you do see that we have a very small candle. Looks like a tiny bit of movement on the bottom of it, more on the top, just about the size, a little bit bigger than the candle itself, showing us again a little bit of movement starting the week off weaker with this red volume, meaning again that it opened with a close lower than the previous high. So again, stuttering there. We'll see how that continues. We can see on the 2-day chart, we've had some downs and some ups. But again, as we look at things, these last two-day candles quite weak. This is the first day of the latest 2-day candle. We look at the half-day chart, and you can see, again, things down in the morning, recovering a little bit in the afternoon. So we will continue to watch and see. Like we said, the S&P was up just a little bit. The Qs is up even less, but it is up a little bit, 0.03 as opposed to 0.25 with the S&P 500. And if you look at where we are from our candle from last week, if we try to connect these things, That's a very flat trend line. Don't like it any way that you look at it, but as you look at it, you can see that again, we're right there below the weekly trend line. If we move up to last week, we're just right there on it, a little above. Not sure which one I want to use. I guess I'll do the updated. But we are showing significant weakness. Same thing with the prior chart. We have red volume, meaning the opening was lower than the last close. We can see this 2-day candle, dojis here, prior doji. First day of this latest one is a little bitty red down candle. Down in the morning, not down as much in the afternoon. These are Heikin-Ashi candlesticks. So again, weakness there. Is it going to do what it did before? Slide sideways on these stock indexes, then take off again? That's possible. You know, who knows what the Fed might do? They might just print more money and gin it up again. Where are we on bonds? Bonds starting the week off up a little, 0.13%, but you can see what our Heikin-Ashi candlesticks show us. Red down candle forming. Same on the 2-day. Half day down in the morning, recovering some in the afternoon. Again, bonds still going in that down direction. Gold up just barely 0.08, but gold does appear to be flattening, maybe getting ready to take off. It's pushed through the weekly trend line on the 2-day and on the half day. So we will keep an eye on gold this week as we continue to mosey along. The one that gained the most for the day was Bitcoin, up 2.25%. But you can see where Bitcoin has been sliding along for many, many days. Going into the 4th week, we can see it on the 2-day chart. Price is above just a little bit on the half day and on the 2-day on this weekly trend line. And again, we'll keep an eye on Bitcoin and see if it's going to simply digest this primary move up that happened in 1 week, which is not exciting for trading. You want to see a nice climb and stair steps, not peaking and then sliding sideways. Again, doesn't make for any kind of good chart to trade on, but we will keep an eye on things and see if Bitcoin's going to just deteriorate, roll back over, or if it's going to digest this and pop back up. So far, we don't know. That is where we are as we close the markets on Monday. Hope you have a great week, that you're able to find some good practice trades to get into, that the trades you are following are working well, that you're making the right decisions. And again, I urge all of you, have yourself a little stock traders journal that you keep down what you're doing each day, what you're thinking and why you're making the moves you are, because that is going to be your go-to guide for what you learn from what you do right, and even more importantly, what you learn from what you do wrong, because it's the wrong moves we tend to learn the most from. I like that Stoic quote, "The obstacle is the way." God bless, my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.